Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jackie Aina and thank you so much for watching today's video. In a male-dominated world, it sure is hard as hell to be a woman. We all know the truth. I've had this idea of doing a video with full face of products dedicated to women-owned, female-owned makeup brands. It's hard out here for the girls. It's hard out here for the girls. The men are always trying it. It's hard to be taken seriously. It's hard to be funded. I think in general, it's just harder sometimes just to be looked at and taken serious. And I want to acknowledge and I want to applaud a lot of the women I'm going to be featuring in today's video for saying, look, you're killing it. I love your products. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Before we get into the tutorial, just because I am a woman, you should subscribe. I'm just saying, we got to be on each other's side, okay? I think that's grounds enough to earn your subscribe. I'm just saying. I did try as much as I possibly can to feature mostly indie brands or brands that aren't like owned by a larger conglomerate, but I did come across some struggles. Some of the struggles I did face was finding complexion products that are 100% owned by a woman, but I don't just mean foundations. I mean like I can have a primer, foundation, concealer all from one brand. I did settle for Kat Von D. Although she doesn't completely own her brand, she is a woman. I will be using the Lock It Tattoo foundation and the concealer. And I've already started off by priming my face. Since I've already primed, I'm going to powder my face first with the Glossier Wowder. It is not a powder. Don't get it twisted. Glossier was founded by Emily Wise. I always see stories about her popping up on Twitter. She seems super inspiring. She just seems like super pro-woman, inspiring. I'm always seeing her doing things with women and like giving workshops and seminars. And I find that super dope. Like I said, this industry, life in general is just dominated by men. So anytime I see a woman out there like rising above, it's like, girl, I see you. I want to recognize you. Now, Wowder's really good with mattifying. I always put powder on underneath my foundation on top of my primer just because it helps the foundation last a lot longer. And in my opinion, it kind of adds a little bit of coverage so I don't have to use as much base later on, which is pretty nice. Did you guys know that the Beauty Blender was founded by a woman? Okay, only a woman could come up with something like this though. This is all woman right here. Bryan Silva invented the Beauty Blender. She is an industry professional. She started off as a makeup artist, a celebrity makeup artist, and she's really sweet, really dope. And I obviously love her products. Like I rarely ever do a makeup application without reaching for a Beauty Blender. The Kat Von D line is a Kendo brand that is owned in partnership with Kat Von D. This is one pump, by the way. She's full coverage. She's beat. Women like to be beat. That's how you know a woman made this, because women like to be beat for the funeral. So Kat Von D, as we all know, got her rise to fame as a tattoo artist. And then she had a reality show, and then she broke out into the world of beauty. Her products are definitely for those that like to be full on coverage, and her stuff's definitely not for everyone because not everybody likes full coverage and not everybody likes to be full on beat down, but I like her stuff. It's pretty cool. All I really need from Lock It Tattoo, especially after I've powdered my primer, is one full pump and you're good. Please don't add anything more than that. Now I'm using her Lock It Tattoo concealers. I'm gonna use neutral first, and then I think I'm gonna add a little bit of warm to kind of really warm it up. And like I said, she's giving you full on beats, girl. Fenty Beauty is also another Kendo brand, but this time they partnered with Rihanna to be the forefront and the face of the brand. And basically they're kind of like co-owners in it, right? So they help them market, they help them manufacture. They pretty much are like a turnkey, like they do everything. You are involved in it, but it's still kind of like a partnership. They don't fully 100% own their brand. And I think that a lot of people try to take away the accomplishments of brands because they're owned by Kendo. So they try to make it sound like it doesn't count, but it absolutely counts, okay? They absolutely count. This is the matchsticks from Fenty in Espresso. We're gonna be using that to contour. I do appreciate the matchsticks as a contour much more than I do as an under eye. I think they are a little tricky to blend, so just be careful with them, but I really like how dark Espresso is. Today is going to be more about talking about these women's stories more than it is learning a new makeup technique, because I mean, I pretty much stick to the same look and style. You guys know how I am. I'm pretty like loyal to what I like, but I think that it just is nice to kind of know the story behind the brand and like how it got started. Who is the face of the brand, you know? So I'm going back to my trusty Beauty Blender. Always gets it right and gets it tight, girl. Do you ever just support a brand just because you know it's owned by a woman? What's wrong with being biased sometimes? We're all a little biased. Beauty blender is damp and we are now blending her. Damn. Now when it comes to me and complexion stuff, I don't like to mix and match anymore. If I use the NARS foundation, I want to use the NARS primer. I want to use the NARS concealer. Because I just feel like sometimes when you start mixing and matching formulas, it just breaks down faster. It's just not as compatible when they all aren't together. And I know that that's like the typical marketing scheme that they tell you to try to get you to buy the entire line. I'm not saying that you have to do that, but I don't know. It just works for me personally. I'm gonna set this with the setting powder, but we're not gonna use the Glossier powder. I was trying to fit in as many brands as I possibly can, okay? So we're gonna just mix it up, all right? Beauty Bakery was founded in 2011 by Cashmere Nicole, who is a woman of color, a Black woman to be exact. She's also a breast cancer survivor, which, first of all, round of freaking applause. I can't, oh, there's concealer on my hands, great. So I'm gonna take a little bit of her yellow flower powder onto a damp beauty blender and set my under eye. I just can't even imagine going through all of the things that I go through as a woman on top of having a life-threatening illness. Like, how are y'all so faithful? How are y'all so strong? All of the encounters I've had with Cashmere have been just incredibly beyond supportive, beyond positive. I think she takes criticism to her brand really well. I remember the first time I ever saw her in a video was on the Beauty Bakery YouTube channel, and she had done this frequently asked questions, common disgruntles about her brand, and the way that she responded was wow, girl, super classy. I definitely admire that in her. I look to her not only as an amazing brand, but as a role model. I think she's just incredible. Her story is incredible. She's also self-made, and just seeing where her brand was when I first discovered it about, I think it's been 1 or 2 years now to where it is now. It's just, I love glow ups. I really do. Speaking of glow up, if you have not heard Anastacia Beverly Hills' story, I believe her last name is Soiree. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but I remember first hearing about her when I listened to The Secret. You guys all know what The Secret is. Super, super inspiring. It's a little self-helpy, so sometimes I take from The Secret what I need, and other things I'm that's a little too, you're doing too much. But I remember hearing Anastacia's story on there for the first time way back when. This was way before she really blew up. And I just remember thinking wow, she migrated to the US. She literally started from the bottom, okay? There's just so many different layers to supporting women because we all come from different walks of life. Some being survivors of cancer, some being immigrants, some being domestic violence victims. There's just so many different layers, and it's just incredibly inspiring hearing everybody's different stories, where they came from, how they pulled out of it. And I think that no matter what all of these women went through, one thing that they have all in common is that none of them gave up hope. They all continued to keep going. They all continued to keep fighting for what they believed in. It's always different story, same outcome. Different story, same mindset, you know? So I'm now using the Brow Wiz, which I've been pretty loyal to as of late. I'm hearing some rumor that Anastacia is due to be bought out soon, so I wanted to make this video as soon as I possibly can because that would have eliminated the most important part of the tutorial. I don't really have any other women-owned brow products that I really, really like, that I actually really like. Emphasis on that part, okay? And by the way, the color that we're using is dark brown. The perfect, everyday daytime brow, especially because right now my hair is so light, and I usually go back and forth between dark brown and granite, and granite's pretty deep. Granite is pretty deep. Yo, there's a pimple right at the head of my brow, just blocking the precision and everything. It's really annoying. If we could just fix that. If you could just go away. I'm feeling like I'm a little shiny, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more powder. When you think of the biggest makeup artist in the entire world, who do you think of? I'll wait. Go ahead. It's Pat Mcgrath, okay? It's Pat Mcgrath. Pat Mcgrath is literally not only the most world-renowned makeup artist in the entire world, that's kind of the same. She's the most influential. She does the most influential runways. She works with the biggest designers. And as of recently, she is also a brand, honey. She's a very expensive brand. Auntie Pat wants your coins. And a lot of people don't think her stuff is worth the money. Personally, I can totally understand why they would say that. Eyeshadows are not really that deep, you know, like you don't have to spend that much on eyeshadow for decent quality, but I do really like her stuff. So personally, I will continue to throw all of my coins at Auntie Pat. And she's Black, I gotta support my people. And I kind of put her in the same ranks as like Charlotte Tilbury's brand, kind of up there with like a NARS and a very super high-end luxury, almost like a Natasha Denona type of look and feel. This is one of her newest launches. It is the Mothership palette. The sickest, like absolute sickest packaging. I think that she took a lot of feedback. A lot of people were dragging Auntie. I was defending Auntie Pat. Auntie Pat, I've always been on your side. But a lot of people were just not here for the whole like downtown LA, Santee Alley packaging that she used to have. And Pat was like, all right, wigs, you better pin them down because I got something for you. This thing is really heavy. It almost kind of feels like a piece of art or like a collector's item or something. I don't know. But this is the Mothership palette that I'll be using today. I'm gonna start off with this chestnut brown shade here. Whoa, that's a dark color. Ooh, ooh, that's a color, girl. All right, so we're going smoky by force. These have a lot of pigment, y'all. And I'm also going to be dragging that along my bottom lash line. And because this color is so dark, I don't even think I need to go in with a darker crease color, at least not yet. Still pretty early here and I'm trying to still look daytime fly. I'm really into this aqua blue situation, so I'm gonna put that on my lid with my finger. I don't think my finger's cutting it. Nope, finger's not cutting it. I'm switching to a brush and I'm wetting it. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Ooh, ooh, that's a color. When it comes to Pat, she's not afraid of color. She is absolutely not afraid of pushing the envelope and just the boundaries of beauty. I'm gonna smoke a bit of that along my bottom lash line, just in the inner corner. This lime green color though has been definitely calling my name, and I want that on top of this blue to brighten it up a bit. Oh, just one swipe was all I needed. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm barely tapping this color onto my lid, and the amount of pigment is not even sick, it's downright disgusting, okay? It's just absolutely gorgeous. That turned it into this multi-dimensional bluish green shifty color that ultimately I really wanted. Bahi has got to be the coolest brand on Twitter, okay? This is Bahi Cosmetics. You guys have seen me feature some of their skincare stuff and their lashes before. Their lashes, bro. Their lashes. This is the Shania lash. If you don't know Makeup by Shania on Twitter, you better ask somebody you know her now. You are now her cousin and you are gonna follow her on Twitter today. I don't think this was made in partnership with Shania. I think they just named the lash after her. Just like Bahi has a lash that's named after me. It's not my lash that I created. It's not a collaboration, but it's something that they dedicated to me. I believe this is the same. But anyway, I just like Shania. She's really dope. And Danny, the owner of Bahi, who is, I believe, like only 21. Like, she's definitely under 25. She was recently featured in Forbes. Congratulations, that's freaking amazing. Danny is Black. She's super supportive. I love seeing how Bahi like collaborates and interacts with a lot of smaller up and coming influencers. I think sometimes it's super encouraging, especially nowadays when it's such a like dog-eat-dog world of like, I don't have a million followers, what am I gonna be able to accomplish? Bahi is definitely super supportive of the up and coming, and I'm all the way here for that. And just so y'all know, no one's paying me to say this stuff. I am using like PR samples. Some of the stuff I did buy though, but this isn't a sponsored video. I just really believe in these brands and these women. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I am putting lash glue on my lashes, hence why I'm all crouched up. This is my favorite lash. Actually, Danny, can you holler at me and send me like 5 more? While my lash glue dries, I'm gonna take the Smudge Proof Lengthening and Volumizing Mascara from Beauty Bakery and coat these bad boys. I just realized this is waterproof. All right, well, moving along now. I don't like waterproof mascara. I don't like waterproof mascara. I don't like waterproof mascara at all. It shouldn't even exist. I'm just brushing off the excess powder. Lashes are still drying. It's a process and you have to trust it. One of my staple products at the moment is the Beauty Bakery Coffee and Cocoa Palette, and I'm literally calling this, I'm branding this as the brown girl equivalent of the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. And let me tell you why, girl. This color here, which is your reverse contour. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh, look at that. Look at what I just did, girl. If you don't have something that's dark enough for you, grab something that's light and go right along those cheekbones and just reverse contour. It's also very hard to find a bronzer that is dark enough for my complexion, because most of the darker bronzers on the market are like my color, so they don't really do anything. This thing has been giving me life. I can't praise this product enough. It's one of Beauty Bakery's newest launches. And I love the story behind this palette. She created it actually for her daughter. Cashmere is lighter than her daughter. And now that her daughter is of makeup wearable age, she struggled finding products, especially things like bronzers and highlighters that worked for her skin tone. So she created this, and it's got a bronzer, it's got a highlight, it's got a shimmer highlight and a blush. And honestly, it's very rare I have a palette where I can use every single color and they all flatter me. And that is one of those products that actually all the colors work for me. And you know that highlight shade? If you get a little too carried away with the bronzer, you can actually use it like as an eraser to soften it. Or if I made any eyeshadow mistakes, now don't mind me while I pop in my lashes. I name dropped Charlotte Tilbury earlier, so it's only right we use the Queen's product. This is her Cheek to Chic Swish Pop blusher, and the color is the Climax. Charlotte, what's going on across the pond, girl? Charlotte, what's good, girl? The name of this blush is the Climax, and it's got like it's almost like a built-in highlighter and blush in one. This is an absolutely gorgeous color. Charlotte Tilbury is a British world-renowned and poppin' makeup artist. I think that she popularizes the red carpet but also wearable kind of looks. Everything that she does with skin is just absolutely incredible. She's very well respected. She's got an amazing Rolodex and receipts, girl, for all the celebrities she's worked with. She's absolutely brilliant. Dose of Colors was founded by Aina Petrosian. Aina is a minority. She is Armenian. I'm not sure if she's born here, if she's first generation, or if she migrated here herself, but she's pretty heavily marked her territory as a social media presence brand, a social media backed brand. She was kind of checking for influencers when no one else was, and it definitely paid off. This is her Gold is the New Black Supreme Glow highlighter. Everyone who has worked with Aina like sings this woman's praises. I've never met her, but from what I hear, she sounds incredibly supportive. Oh my God, this is my first time. Every time I go in my drawer and I find this highlighter, I pick it up, swatch it, and put it back. I don't know what's wrong with me. This is my first time wearing it. It's gorgeous. Pretty. And I can definitely tell you it wears just as beautifully as it swatches. I'm putting it in my tear duct now, by the way. It literally feels like you're touching butter in powder form when you swatch this thing. Dose of Colors, you might remember, recently got the chance to collaborate with Desi and Katie, which turned out to be a super successful collab. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to Aina. Everyone apparently speaks really highly of her, and so it was like an honor and a pleasure being able to include her into this tutorial. The last product that I'm gonna feature is kind of up on the rise. I haven't really seen a ton of talk about this brand yet, but I got this beautiful PR package a couple weeks ago, and I don't know what it is, but I know when I see a brand, I just know it's going to pop off. I just know. Lawless Beauty was founded by Annie Lawless, who had a background in health and wellness, and then she decided to start the beauty brand, and her whole like mantra and like life motto that she wanted to do with the brand was to fuse wellness with beauty. So the products are all non-toxic. They don't have any harsh chemicals. They are good for you. They're non-toxic. Basically none of the icky bad stuff that's going to harm your skin in the long run, which I think is really cool. Her slogan is natural AF. I don't know. I just thought it was really well put together. And like I said, presentation is everything. And in a world that is a literal sea of competition and brands that are popping up left and right, I think that you have to have a look that makes you stand out, and this, to me, this brand kind of does it. This is one of her liquid lipsticks. I'm not sure if she has other products yet, but this is what was sent to me, was the entire collection of the 8 or I think maybe 10 liquid lipsticks. And the color that I'm gonna be using is Leo. How appropriate for your Leo girl. They have a light, oh, that's an interesting smell. It's like minty, but not really. Oh, this is a lot more pink than I would have liked. It's swatched a little bit more coral on me, but I'm already wearing it, so. Now I did heavily line my lips. I didn't mention the liner because it's not, you know, it's just not, you know. It has like a soft matte finish, like almost as if It probably does not dry down all the way, but I'm not mad at that either. And that is the final makeup look. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that you learned something new about all of the creators of these brands. I hope you feel inspired, and I definitely also hope that you feel just a little bit more empowered whenever you go out and support these brands. Maybe you learned something new. Maybe you already knew about them and this just confirmed how cool these brands were. I don't know. I love seeing women succeed, especially influencer-based brands, especially people that started from nothing, people that had no influence and started these brands and created multi-million-dollar empires. Like, honestly, I bow down to people like you because you created something from nothing. I always commend someone who can create a something out of a nothing. I think it's incredible. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today. This was a lot of fun to create. I love doing my full face series, so if you guys have any other suggestions, by all means, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. You're not gonna leave yet because you're just gonna watch the next tutorial. I know, girl, I know. It's already here. I've already done the hard part. I picked it out just for you. You might as well watch it. Girl, what time is it? You were supposed to be getting ready for work, but you here watching this video, so you might as well just watch. You might as well just watch the next one, right? You might as well just watch the next one. I'm just saying.